Pisces, my love, what's going on? It's your girl D with 8th House Energy, here to bring you your Venus in retrograde reading. I hope all is well with you guys and that you are, in a good state of mind, and that you're staying healthy, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I want to thank you guys for all the love and support you show the channel. If you need a personal reading, my information is going to be listed in the box below if you're watching me on YouTube. If you guys haven't subscribed to me on Instagram or on Facebook, please do so. The information is going to be in the box below. All right. This reading will have an extended, so please take a look at the Patreon membership. It's only $5 a month, you guys. Not $5 a video, $5 a month. You get to see all the extendeds for all the videos. And with all these retrogrades that we're going to have, we got like 4 retrogrades coming. You guys may want to definitely check out these readings for all the placements in your chart so that you know how this is going to affect you. All right, this is very critical. We're already in critical times. We're in the midst of major change. All of us, whether on a macro level in our homes and in our personal environments, as well as in the world globally. Okay, so it's very important that you check out these readings so that you have some ammunition to go with moving forward. You know, you don't want to be deaf, dumb, and blind and just tripping and falling into stuff when, information is provided to you to help you get some idea of what you need to do, okay? And you don't just want to watch for your sun sign. You want to watch for your Venus sign, okay, in love. You want to watch for your moon sign. Watch for all the placements. And that's why this $5 a month plan for the Patreon membership is really advantageous to you, okay? So with Venus in retrograde, the retrograde begins on May 13th and it ends on June 25th. It's retrograde in the house of Gemini. Gemini in your chart resides in your 4th house. Now the 4th house is the house of the home. The 4th house governs your home life in the past, the present, and your future. It kind of indicates the kind of home that you had as, well, it actually does. It'll indicate the kind of home you had as a child, and your relationship with your mother specifically. It'll also talk about like what you brought into this life from your ancestors too. Okay, so like any hereditary type of issues, as far as what you do in the home or just in general, whatever you brought from your ancestors. Now, as far as your current life, it will relate to the type of home you make for yourself and your current domestic affairs, how they're influenced. This also represents real estate if you own your home or any land. All right. This house also rules over the closing years of your life, and the kind of security you seek for yourself when you get older, in old age. This house is one of the more mystical houses in the chart, just like the 8th house and the 12th house. And it represents what you keep protected and secluded from the rest of the world. So this is a place you call home, both in the physical realm and in the emotional sense. It's what you call home, all right? So with Venus in retrograde here, Venus deals with how you love, okay? So retrogrades are all about reflection, looking back at things. So you're going to be looking back. You're going to be dealing with energies of looking at your home life, looking at how you were raised, looking at, the love you received and gave in your childhood home as well as in the current home that you have for yourself. And if any of you have children, you'll be dealing with it there as well. Whether your children are gone, you'll be reminiscing about growing up in the home with your children and how you raised your children. And you'll be looking at them if they have children and how they raise their children and some of the things that you've learned and that you've passed on to them, whether it was positive or negative, whether it was you intentionally teaching them this to pass this on or whether they learned it from you in action. So you'll be in retrospection about that. Some of you will be dealing with issues of the home, whether it is considering relocating or moving, especially with those of you who have a home ownership and you own real estate, you may be looking at that now in reference to what you may want to do with it. You don't want to make any action or take any strong action right now because of the retrograde energies, but you want to start planning and thinking. A lot of you are maybe taking care of elders taking care of some of your family members and you have them in your home, and you may be considering, if you can handle that in the home, or if you may need to consider other options in reference to taking care of them. So you'll be looking at things like that. You'll be looking at your family's homes. Some of you have elderly parents who may have passed away, and you may be dealing with, what you're going to do with their property, or acquiring property from family members who are too old to take care of it themselves. All right. So a lot of that type of energy going on. All right. And then you'll be looking at yourself as well. What's going on with you in your inner home? Your soul is your home, where you reside. So you'll be looking at the love and the way you love yourself and how you do yourself. You'll be looking at ways in which you can, create a better home for you, whether it's for your internal home or your external home. So, this is a good time to plan for that. So let's see what we got for you guys in reference to this. So we have the, this is the Knave of Chalices. So this is the Page of Cups. So a lot of you are going to be reminiscing about your childhood, how you grew up in your home, the love that you got from your parents, specifically your mother, okay, because the fourth house deals with the mother, all right? So a lot of you are going to be looking at that, and your relationship with your mother. Some of you, unfortunately, your mother may not be here with you anymore, so you'll be reminiscing about that, looking, some of you may be looking at old records, old memories, photos, things like that. Some of you now have children, and you may be reminiscing about, when your children were young, or you may be in the life right now where you're about to have a child. Okay, so there's so many things going on. And then also about your home. So let's see. This is a lot that we cover in reference to home and the mother figures in your life. Okay, so Mother's Day is coming up. So a lot of you are going to really be, in that energy, okay, of celebrating mothers, celebrating your home, how you were raised, things like that. And on the flip side, some of you had some unfortunate experiences growing up. So you may be looking back at that and look at how that affects you, and how that energy is reflected in your current home that you make for yourself and your children, and or your children now. So we have the Nine of Cups in reverse here. This talks about Piscean energy, okay? We also have the Four of Cups in reverse here. This is Cancerian energy. We have the Queen of Wands, more Cancerian energy. We have the Ten of Wands, which is Sagittarius energy. We have the Queen of Pentacles, okay? She is Capricorn energy. And then we have the Six of Cups in reverse. Okay, so with the Nine of Cups in reverse here, I'm getting that some of you could be feeling that your current situation, or maybe your past situation in reference to you growing up, it wasn't a happy home for you. You could have been in a situation where your mother wasn't around, or your mother was not maybe fit to take care of you. Some of you had an unhappy childhood. Your relationship with your mother was not where you would have wanted it to be, or what you would have wanted it to be with this Nine of Cups in reverse. It was not wish fulfillment, so to speak. That's the stereotypical word for this card, wish fulfillment. And with the Nine of Cups in reverse, it was not what you wanted for yourself, or what you envisioned for yourself. Some of you now are parents, and you're looking at that and reflecting. You're in the energy of reflecting about that in reference to establishing a home for you and your children. Some of you may have young children. Some of you may be pregnant now, bringing children into the world, and you're just getting your home set up the way that you want to. Some of you have young children, and you're getting nestled in, you may have just moved into your place with your children, and you're getting nestled into your home. Some of you may be in a position where you've raised your children, and now they're out and they're on their on their journeys, and they may be bringing in children into the home, maybe pregnant, and so now you may be the grandmother. And if you are a Pisces who's married to a woman, then she may be reflecting on this energy, reflecting on her childhood, the way she was raised, trying to make the home that she has right now a place of comfort. Okay, some of you internally, as a result of what you were experiencing as a child, internally, you're feeling that in your soul right now. You may be reminiscing about these things, and you may be feeling uneasy, or you may be feeling a lot of peace. Because some of you, your mothers are not here with you in the 3D realm. And so you're reminiscing about it a lot, whether, you had a bad parenthood, childhood or not. This card talks about bad, not having a good childhood. So this is why we're talking about that. We have that clarified with the Four of Cups in reverse. Some of you, you're able to let go of the fact that, your childhood may have been a bit unsavory in relation to your mother and how you grew up. But, you look at that as, okay, well, that was the past, moving forward with me and my children. I'm going to provide an environment for them that I'm going to be happy with. I wasn't able to get that for myself as a child, and I don't want my children to experience that. Some of you could be in a position where you have grown children and you're looking at their habits and things now in the way they were raised or how you raised them, and you may be having some regrets about the choices you made in reference to your children. And with this Four of Cups in reverse, you're learning to let that go. You're learning to say, you know what, I just have to look at this in a different way. I have to accept the fact that it is what it is. Some of you, there may have been some things that you've learned from your family, some habits that you may have had, some resentment, some animosity, whatever that was, but you're now looking at that and you're saying, you know what, I'm not going to hold on to that anymore. I have a new outlook on things. I'm going in a new direction. I'm just not going to, if I'm a mother, I'm not going to repeat the past mistakes that my mother made, that made my childhood, kind of uncomfortable. And then we have the Queen of Wands here and the Ten of Wands. So for this Queen of Wands energy, this is someone who's very loving, very nurturing, very supportive. So some of you are reflecting back on your mother, and this is how you're looking at it. Damn, my mom always had my back. My mom always made sure I was good. She took care of us. She raised us. She made everything that I needed. My mom always gave it. And every time I turn around and I need something, my mom is always there for me. She never tells me no. She's always my cheerleader. My mother is my number one cheerleader, is what I'm getting for some of you. Okay? Now, on the other end of it, some of you feel like, you know what? I love my children. I'm supportive. I raised them. I did the best I could with them. But with the Ten of Pentacles energy here, they're wearing me out. I'm tired. I need my space. I need to separate from them. I've done my job as a mother. They're grown now. They should be able to take care of and provide for themselves. They're stressing you out in some way, shape, or form. It's like they always want you to do something. We have the Wands here. Wands are about action. So whatever their life situations are, they're falling back on you. Some of you may be feeling that because of the way that you were raised in the past, and you realize that that is something that, unfortunately, without you really realizing it or knowing it, you raised your children in a similar way. And some of you were very dependent on your mother. And as a result, your children are that way as well. Or some of you, because you didn't have your mother in your life, or you had a background or growing up in an environment that wasn't stellar for whatever reason, you realize that you've taken on some of the negative tendencies of that environment, and you have now raised children who are stressing you, burdening you out, okay? Taking from you, always causing you all kinds of drama and grief, don't appreciate you, don't show you love, don't support you no matter what you've done for these children. Some of you have very ungrateful children, and you're realizing that you may have spoiled them. Some of you realize that you just have a bad seed. It is unfortunate to say, but sometimes that is the case. No matter what you do for a child, some of them, they're just going to, not be in their best behavior. They're not going to do well in life. And that's an unfortunate thing to have to deal with as a mother. But it's like you look back and you're like, damn, I did everything I possibly could for this child. What the hell is the problem? And again, some of you are reflecting back. Some of you have to take care of your mom. Some of you are in a situation where your mom is older, okay, because the fourth house deals with the end of life situations. Some of you are taking care. You want to be supportive and loving and nurturing to your parent, but it's becoming a burden on you, trying to juggle your parents, trying to take care of your children, trying to take care of your life and your responsibilities. It's very difficult for you to take care of your mother or grandmother or great-grandmother, whomever. And perhaps maybe now they need to move into the home with you. So some of you are really burdened with a lot of responsibility. Some of you need help. You might be looking to see if you can find a nurse's aide who can come in and help you. Some of you are considering, am I going to have to, put my mom in a nursing home? Like, what am I going to have, what do I have to do? What's going on here? But a lot of you are stressed out about that. You don't want to do that, but some of you feel like I'm overwhelmed with the burden. It's a lot to take care of an elderly person and to do whatever it is that you do. I used to work as a nurse's aide many moons ago, so I know, that this is a challenge that a lot of people face, and it's very difficult for people to do. Some people are just not naturally caretakers. Even though your mother was supportive and you love your mother and you'll do whatever you can for them, you just don't, that's just not in you to be and to do. Especially at the particular age that your mother may be. This is a special type of care she may need. This is not taking care of an infant. This is taking care of a grown adult who may still be able to express physically and verbally what it is that they want and are still very much coherent. Some people, their parents, not so much. So either way you spin it, it's just a lot of frustration here and a lot of burden, because it is a lot to take care of an elderly person at home. Some of you are considering if you're going to put your parent in a nursing home or if you're going to call on help from nurses' aides or nurse assistants. This other set of cards here is the Queen of Pentacles. And then we have that clarified with the Six of Cups reverse. So with the Queen of Pentacles energy here, this is someone who's very loving, very nurturing, doesn't necessarily have to have children. She's the type of person who is a mother to the children in the community. She's somebody who volunteers in environments where there are children to help children. She could be a teacher. Both of these energies are these types of women. They don't necessarily have to be mothers, but most times they are, especially the Queen of Pentacles. And then with this energy here, someone very loving, very nurturing, someone who takes care of all the children. You had that woman on the block. If you grew up in the inner city, you may have had a woman on the block who would, make, buy ice, what do you call them? Icicles for the children, buy ice cream for the children. She may, make a cake and you can come over and have a piece of cake, or, she does things for the children in the community. This is that Queen of Pentacles type of energy. Okay. Or this could be someone who is, a parent able to provide for their child. This could be a mother. Some of you, unfortunately, have lost your child. And I have to say it because with this Six of Cups in reverse and this Page of Cups in reverse here, this could represent some of you who, because your child is no longer here, you're someone who likes to communicate with the children in the community. You do community things, you give back, you do a lot of charity work, you may give financially because of the fact that you maybe don't have children, or, some of you may have lost your children. They're no longer in this dimension with us. They may have passed on. But with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Cups energy in reverse, that could represent the loss of a child. It could represent, with the Page of Cups in reverse, this could represent a bratty child, very immature, someone who's very dependent, who's stressing their mother out with these cards here. And this could represent a child who may be very bratty or immature because of the fact that of their child rearing, how they were raised. Okay. And this could have been you as a child. You could have been a troubled child growing up. But now that you're older and you're mature and you understand things and you have a child for yourself, you understand how things are. That's what I'm getting for some of you. Let's see what else we got here. I don't know what's going on with my computer. It's been acting up. I'm clairaudient, so I get energy off of listening to music. I don't necessarily have to, but it does enhance my abilities to be able to interpret the energies that I'm hearing from my guides in order to let you know what's up. So it just went off, but we'll move on. All right, so what do we got for my Pisces? Pisces. All right, so a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I love and support your amazing patience and ability to love and nurture your children. You guys are the freaking bomb. All right. So salute to you all. All right. Now, current energy for this read is the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles energy, this is Virgo energy. This is someone who is very meticulous, very analytical. This is someone who thinks things through. This is someone who's focused. This is intense focus on something. Okay, it could be work, it could be money, but your focus, your concentration is working on something. Okay, so let's see what's good with that. All right, Pisces, one moment. Oops. All right, Pisces, thank you so much for your patience. Okay, let's get into this reading. Now, there is going to be an extended to this. All right, so please check out the extended. So overall energy is the Eight of Pentacles energy here. This is focus, concentration. Okay, this is also work, things like that. So let's see what's going on with you guys. So we have the Nine of Swords is the current energy. The Nine of Swords energy is Gemini energy. We have the challenge is the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Chalices in reverse. That's the challenge. Your spirit guides, your guardian angels, your ancestors, your higher self wants you to embody or keep in mind the energy of the Death card. This is Scorpio energy, so transformation of some sort. Where your head is at is the Wheel of Fortune, another major arcana, okay? So the wheel energy is Jupiterian energy. And then the outcome here is the Knave or the Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, so what am I picking up on? So we have the Nine of Swords energy here. The Nine of Swords energy is Gemini energy. This is an energy of anxiety, stress, worry, concern, overthinking something. Like I said, with the Eight of Pentacles energy, this could represent concentrating on something too much to the point where it's stressing you out. You're not sleeping well. Some of you are just in agony for whatever reason. Okay. The challenge here is the Ace of Cups reverse. So the Ace of Cups reverse, this is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. With the Ace of Cups reverse, this could represent someone being depressed. Okay. Being depressed in reference to a relationship of some sort. This could be a relationship with your mother, you know, you just not being happy about it. You could have what is called a love-hate relationship with your mother. You and your child, you know, could have a love-hate relationship going on right now. But your spirit guides, your guardian angels, your ancestors want you to keep in mind this Death card energy. Now, Scorpio energy, the Death card, it represents transformative energy. It represents energy that once there's a change, it's permanent. You can never go back to what it was before. So some of you could be really anxious and feeling depressed because your mother is no longer here. All right. And we have, as far as where your head is at, we have the Wheel of Fortune here. Now, the Wheel of Fortune, this is Jupiterian energy. This represents good luck. This represents good karma. Okay. And the the Page of Swords in reverse represents non-communication. So, what I'm getting more so is that some of you, you know, the relationship with your mother is very stressful for you. And no matter what you do in reference to it, you're going to have love for your mother. That's your mother. But I'm getting here that this is a situation here where it's just really challenging. Excuse me. It's just really challenging for you to connect with your mother. This Ace of Cups in reverse could represent disappointment as well. Just being disappointed in the communication and the connection that you have with your mother. This Death energy here could represent the fact that you may not be speaking to her anymore, or she may not be speaking to you, because the outcome here is the Page of Swords reverse. But I'm showing that this could be you putting an end to the communication here. But the universe is saying for some of you, when you do this, this is going to bring you good karma. So for some of you, your mother is your karmic test. Okay? For some of you, it's your children. On the opposite end, your mother here and your children are stressing you out. You love them to death, but they're depressing you. They're bringing you down. They're making you feel to the point where, it's just like, I've done everything I possibly could for this child, and this child doesn't appreciate me. They don't respect me. They don't love me. It's like, what the hell? And some of you are taking that step where your higher self, your spirit guides, and guardian angels are telling you to let go of the hold that you may have on this child, to let go and maybe just give them, back off. Or this could be, to let go, understand that things are not going to be the same anymore. And, once you do that, things will get better for you with the wheel card. And then with the page of swords, for some of you, this is unfortunate news. You're stressed out about your child for whatever reason. It could be because your child may feel as if they don't like you. You guys don't get along. Your child may have, with the opposite of love is hate. There could be some real animosity here for some of you, some hate, love-hate relationship between the mother and the child and the mother. Okay, but I'm showing here for a lot of you, this is unfortunate for you. You're really down. This really brings you down. And for some of you, you're just not communicating with your mother, or you're not communicating with your child because of your relationship with them. Now, things have changed, is what I'm getting here with this death card. There's been a permanent change here. For some of you, it could be that you're no longer speaking with your child. It could be that you have to accept the fact that your child is not a child anymore. Your child is grown. With this death card, it could represent the fact that your child will never be a child again. And you have to accept that, even though that is your birth child. Your child is now grown. So you don't have the control over them that you had when they were younger. And it's hard for a lot of parents to let that go. Okay? It's very difficult for a lot of parents to let that go. Some of you, unfortunately, what I'm getting also is that you're focused on your child. Your child may be in a situation where they were with a lover here that they're leaving. Some of you, your child may be going through a divorce, a major divorce, or a major life change here. And you're praying for them to, be well with the wheel card, and that they have good luck and good fortune in the situation, because the news right now is not so good with the Page of Cups in reverse. Some of you, you may be in a situation where your child could have heart conditions. Your child may be in the hospital. Your child may not be well, and you're worried sick about them, and that it could be the situation where your child may not make it. It could be a really rough situation. Could be a heart surgery, something with the heart, okay? Something going on with that, and you're looking for any kind of luck, any kind of prayer, to turn this bad news or this bad experience that you're having upside down. And it's all you can focus on. It's all you can focus on. Some of you, you may need money in reference to help pay for, the procedure that your child might need. Is what I'm getting for some of you as well. Some of you may be stressed out because you may be pregnant and you may not want your child. You may not want to be a mother. Okay? Some of you may be stressed out about the fact that you're not able to exercise your free will as far as your options in reference to not having a child. And so that's a concern for you. Depending on where you live and what state you're in, you may not be able to exercise that right. Based on what's going on with COVID and things like that. So, you're trying to figure out what kind of luck you may have, because the wheel of fortune, the wheel turns. Good luck, bad luck. Good luck, bad luck. Good luck, bad luck. It's not necessarily good, bad either. I should change the way I say it. It's the way you perceive it. But it's always about karma. You're always going to get what you deserve. You're always going to get what you're supposed to get. Okay? And some of you are hoping that you are lucky enough to be able to get word that you would be able to exercise your right in reference to what you want to do with childbirth. But right now, with the Page of Swords in reverse, it all looks as though it's bad news. Okay? So that's what I'm getting, the variety of messages that I'm getting from you guys, for you guys. Let's see what these cards tell us. Maybe they can give us a little bit more detail. So yeah, the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Then we have the Six of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so this is definitely about money for a lot of you. And then we have the World card in reverse and the Four of Swords in reverse. Some of you have a child in your home and you want them to move out. You want them to move out right away. Like there's a situation here where, you and your child live in the home together. And when I say child, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a small child. This could be an adult child or a teenager where you and your teenage child are just at each other's throats, especially because of this COVID situation here. A lot of you are fighting with your children. Okay? They're driving you bonkers. All right. And it's just like to the point where it's like, what the hell kind of kid did I have? Your mind is constantly on your child and making sure that they're okay. But with the Six of Pentacles here, you want equal give and take. With the Nine of Pentacles here, this represents them being independent. So it's like, you're constantly focused on making sure that they're okay here so they can go out here in the world and do what they want to do, but they won't move. Some of them, they're financially set enough to do so. It's like this is trying to push them out of the nest type of thing. Okay? Your focus is to give them as much money as they need or make sure that they have as much money as they need so that they can be financially independent with this 8 and 9 of 6, 6 and 9 of Pentacles here. Let me make sure the cards are showing up right. So with the 8 of Pentacles, you're working, they're working, all right? And with the 6 of Pentacles here, this is about equal give and take. And it's like, okay, if you're going to stay here with me, you need to help out with the bills, okay? You're working, you make a lot of money, you're able to do the things you want. You know how when you're at that age, when you're a child, where you still live at home, but you work enough where you can make enough money to buy all the kind of shit you want to buy. So your parents is like, wait a minute, you need to kick in. And if you're not going to pay any bills, then it's time for you to get to stepping. Okay, with the Wheel in reverse and the Four of Swords in reverse. It's time for you to get to stepping. And so, there's a lot of, it's like all of this fighting that's going on is because this child wants to do what they want to do. Okay, that's for some of you. Let's see what else we got before we go to the extended. So we have the Eight of Wands reversed. We have the Knave of Pentacles or the Page of Pentacles reversed. We have the Ace of Wands reversed. We have the Three of Wands. And then we have the Nine of Wands reversed. So with this Eight of Wands reversed, this is you're frustrated because your child is giving you constant trouble with the Eight of Wands in reverse and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Page of Pentacles in reverse represents a troublesome child. Just trouble. Okay? Always into some shit. Always doing something. For some of you, with the Ace of Wands in reverse, this is your child is very promiscuous. Okay? And into things on a sexual level. All right? We got the Three of Wands here, energy. With the Three of Wands, this is them, always looking to get into something. Some of you have a very restless child. Very anxious, very restless. Always into things. And with the Nine of Wands in reverse here, this is you not being able to protect them. Okay? So some of you are afraid because of the situation your children are in or the type of people your children hang out with. Like some of you, like I said, you have a troubled child. So some of you, your child is out here messing around into things and doing things that they shouldn't. Maybe they hang out with the wrong crowd. And you're trying to let them know, hey, this is what's up. You shouldn't be doing that. And then they're sitting here, telling you, look, I'm grown. I can do what I want to do.